agency heads trying to implement the Trump agenda as well. One of them is RFK Jr. Here's something that he was talking about: massive job cuts coming to the agency, Health and Human Services. Listen to the secretary.
Our department is filled for the most part with competent, conscientious public servants, and yet the agency has been inefficient as a whole. We're keenly focused on paring away excess administrators while increasing the number of scientists and frontline health providers so that we can do a better job for the American people.
Jeannie, we've seen a lot of firings at a lot of agencies. We've seen some of those reversed in court. Thousands of probationary workers fired, brought back to the agencies, and it's unclear how many have actually accepted these offers to return to a job they were fired from. Is the secretary on the right track here? Does this make Health and Human Services more efficient, more effective?
This, I have to say, we have to take a wait and see attitude. First of all, we are going to see the birth of AHA, Make America Healthy Again. And this has been a longstanding commitment of Robert Kennedy Jr. and also the president. And so that is part of this as they combine some of these divisions. There is nothing wrong with consolidation. There is nothing wrong with efficiency. The big concern here is, and we heard it in the hearings when he was up there in front of Congress and Bill Cassidy asked him, can you both do that and preserve these critically important things that you do for the American people as it pertains to their health? Can you still deliver on these core health functions? And if he can, great. But if he can't, there's going to be hell to pay, because this is a huge agency, and this kind of cutting, 10,000 people, this kind of consolidation, it is big. It is a massive, massive bureaucracy. And do they still deliver for the American people is going to be the question after he's finished with this.
Well, and do you think he can get finished with it without running into legal challenges, given how we've seen many government layoffs ending up in the courts, Jeannie?
I think that's just a big question. I'm not sure he's going to be able to do it in the way he wants, but I do think there are probably cuts and consolidations to make. But again, it's how. And so far, we have seen him do things that have raised red flags, like hiring a vaccine skeptic, like canceling flu vaccine meetings. Like these kinds of things are things even Republicans in the Senate didn't want him to do. He started to do them. And to your point, Kayleigh, he may run into the courts as he tries to make these cuts and consolidations.
Chapin Fay, promises made, promises kept.
That's what I would call it. Listen, change sometimes is painful. And, Trump, like you said, Trump ran on all of this, including with RFK, and now they're trying to do it. And I would add, what they're trying to do and radically transform government is something that the traditional conservative movement has been trying to do for decades, right? The conservative movement has been trying to get rid of the Department of Education for decades. And President Trump seems to be able to have the political capital, juice, and know-how this time around to get it done. Of course, the courts are always an option for the other side, and we've seen them use it to great effect in various ways. So there will certainly be a lot of fights, tying this up. That's why the House Republicans and the president are concerned about the margin, right? This is a battle over the president's agenda. And, both sides are going to use every tactic that they can to get it done. So I do think it will be difficult. I think it's going to be painful.
Yeah.
I think they will have a lot of success, but some things are going to be prevented and stopped and overturned.